Snow was falling fast on a cool December day, and that blessed time we longed for was not so far away. And they had no idea what they were going to do. The coastal boat wasn't coming, the weather was too rough. The captain said he would not go, the seas you cannot bluff. But the little village of Berry Cove, so far and so remote, had many hard seafaring men who had no fares in boats. They swore they would save Christmas for their little town, but first they need a vessel that was both safe and sound. Then up jumped Jack Quinlan, they all knew what he'd say. She lay down on the wharf, me boys, the star of Logy Bay. It's not just a song, you know, or a lady far away, but a boat bought 30 years ago in Boston, USA. They say she is the finest boat to ever sail the sea, but it's been at least 6 or 7 years since the waves banged into she. She was built 50 years ago in the place that bears her name by a man by the name of Dyer, who went on to great fame. White was in Boston trying to sell some fish. When he saw her on the wharf, he knew that she'd be his. He brought her home to Berry Cove, and that's where she would stay. And now she had a challenge, should have saved her Christmas Day. They started out the harbor. The swells hit just like stone. Her timber was both dry and old. She made some mighty groans. With Jack White on the wheel, me boys, Sean Brown and Pete McKay, they landed in the town that night that seemed so far away. Bags and bags of toys for the children they would bring. 27 turkeys and one engagement ring. 100 cases of porter and spirits by the score. They turned around and headed back for their beloved shore. It almost seemed like magic. The storm just seemed to pass. The winds had dropped, the moon came out, the ocean turned to glass. They docked her there in Berry Cove just in time for midnight mass. The boys had saved the day, you know, those men who had no fear. They knew they could not lose the time that comes but once a year. They all would meet that afternoon down upon the wharf to thank the men and vessel that brought them all their stuff. But the first to the wharf that day saw something to cause strife. The brave old boat from Logy Bay was nowhere clear in sight. But when they reached the wharf, their fears had all come true. There on the bottom she did lay, under the cold, cold blue. Ye ladies and ye gentlemen, I pray ye lend an ear of the finest boat that ever sailed in weather rough and clear. It ferried our old, our sick and our bold. It saved our Christmas Day. May the heavens above shower down its love on the star of